Okay, today we're going to talk about the ProMaster rotary dry washer. With Tom's assistance, we're going to show you why it is called a rotary dry washer. You want to open the riffle tray. Notice Tom, one slick little latch pulls out the tray. Inside, unlike the conventional dry washers that use a blade type fan, Tom will point out to you there is a rotary fan like a squirrel cage. Now, what he's hanging on to, that red, that is a plastic cover over a set of bearings. Those are spare bearings which are used for two things. They are your counterweight to cause the vibration, and should you have problems in the field, you can take those bearings, put them on the shaft, use your old bearings or your failed bearings as a counterweight. So when you're out in the field, you're not going to break down. Now the cone, the center of that thing is solid. Forms kind of like a cone where Tom has his hand there. Now as the air comes up, it spreads out evenly in the box. It has to come out the fins on the side. So you have no high pressure air blowing up on your screen. Now the screen itself, instead of using a perforated plate, we use, let's see the back side of it there, Tom. We use an expanded metal, allows more airflow. We use a specialized cloth which has about 65 to 70% plastic. Now as you pass air through plastic, you develop a static charge. On this unit, the static charge is maintained in the lower box simply because the back mounting plate and the two in the front are plastic. So you see the whole lower box is isolated from the grounding situation where it would be touching the ground. Inside, let's go back inside one time. After you're done running this, at the end of the day, toward the front of the box, there is a plastic cup that is recessed. Instead of having a clean out hole, any gold that should get sucked down through the cloth will end up in that cup. You pop it out, dump it in your gold pan, and pan it out at the end of the day. Okay, you can't put the screen in wrong. Either way is fine. Now, when you go to assemble it, on each side there are black adapters that he's pointing to. Right, go and do it again. There's on one side they all have dots drilled in them, and so do the legs. On one side of the machine have even numbers. Over here is the 1s and the 3s. On that side are 2s and 4s. You line those dots up, put the legs on, and tighten those thumb screws. The one down below. Put your finger there. There you go. Tighten the thumb screws. Those are only to hold it together until you get it turned upright like it's setting now. The slide gate that adjusts the material on the bottom can never have a problem with locking up. As you can see, it has a bar across it and a couple of pieces of hose or rubber bushings that actually allow you to adjust that however tight or however loose you want it. The entire piece of equipment is made out of aluminum, other than the hardware. All construction is of 6061 aircraft aluminum. This results in a machine that weighs approximately 20 pounds. A big factor if you're going to take it and go prospecting, try to get out to where there is some real gold. Okay, we are not actually in the field. We're here at the factory. We do have material. Tom has a 5-gallon bucket lined up. He's going to go ahead and start the engine. Any leaf blower will run it. We use the Husqvarna. We run it at full throttle. If you notice the change, the whole lower box is vibrating at a very high rate of speed. Tom is pouring in material at the top. It classifies the material. Everything has to be, and he's going to make an adjustment, allow more material. There you go. You always want to have dry material. Notice it's filling all the ripples, the vibrations causing it to come to the bottom. The air is causing it to be lifted. The gold will be locked in behind those ripples. Go ahead and pour some more in, Tom. Okay, he's going to pour more material in there. naturally. You'll notice that the dust is blowing to the right hand side today. You always put your motor out of the dust. Do not run the little 2-cycle motor in the dust. Literally, 4 guys can stand and shovel in this thing as hard as they want, and the material will continue to flow. Notice it's coming over the riffles about like water in a sluice. That's how you determine what angle. Now, if the material was wet, and obviously this is out of the desert, very dry. If that material is dry, it'll flow. If you have to, you make the angle of the lower box steeper if the material is a little wet, and then rerun it a time or two. There's no reason 4 guys couldn't be shoveling in there as hard as they want, and they'll still be tired at the end of the day, but not too tired to see the gold, we hope. Notice the nice vibration, how the air is causing everything to be equally lifted. There's no high pressure air in any one spot. Okay, he's gonna let it run just a little while. After the material gets through the vibration, sometimes we take our hand and wipe off what's on the top. The gold will be locked in the bottom already. The vibration is causing it to go to the bottom. And then he's going to show you how to do a cleanup here. Idle your motor back down. There, you shut it off. You want to go ahead and do a cleanup?
Yep, that was 5 whole gallons of.
5 full gallons in less than 4 minutes.
Oh, way less.
Now, he's going to take, normally we wouldn't have the green pan. We're just recycling this material. We're working here on the driveway. Open your grizzly up. Grab your cloth and bring it out. Everything that's on that cloth, he's going to dump into the gold pan. Now he has a pan full of material that he can pan out. That's your concentrates after breaking it all down. You want to pop that little blue red cup out of there, Tom, so we can take your, he's just wiping down his hands. We do have a little brush here we use most of the time in the field. We usually just take a little brush and brush all that down, get it into the cup. A lot of that came off of the riffle tray when he pulled it open. Okay, let's go ahead and pop that up. Now, any gold that would have vibrated through would be in here. He takes that red cup. No cheating. Dump it in the pan. We'll pan it out later. Okay. That concludes how to set up and use your ProMaster rotary dry washer. We thank you and appreciate your business very much.